Welcome back, everyone. It's the second video in 1 week. Yeah, two videos in 1 week. Hope you're excited. I am. I love filming. I love doing these videos for you guys. And today we are doing another teaching English in Korea video. What it's like. Just want to give you guys some more information as per usual. So let's get started. All right. Anyways. What specifically we're going to talk about today? Well, many of you who have seen the past video are like, okay, cool, I got it. I can work at a public school or a hagwon. What if I don't want to do that for the rest of my life? What if I just want to do a year, but I really enjoy living in Korea, but I want to do another job. I'm not happy or satisfied with my job. I wanted to become a YouTuber, hopefully. Please subscribe so I can do this for a living. But if you don't want to do social media stuff, but you want to keep doing education, you want to keep teaching, but you don't want to work in an academy, you don't want to keep switching academy to academy, stay in an academy for 4 or 5 years. There are long-term benefits to staying at one hagwon or school. Typically they'll pay you more. Obviously they'll give you an extra raise. I heard stories of a guy that worked at a hagwon for like 10 years and they couldn't pay the guy more money, but they end up just like allowing him to work a few days in the week and only a few hours. So he had a lot of time to just do nothing. But that's a lot of time. That's a lot of devotion to one school, and maybe you don't want to work in an academy because even if you get those benefits, it's far down the line and you still have to put up with a lot of long hours before that. Well, there are other job positions available to you that you can apply for, but these positions are not ones you can apply for before you come to Korea. These are ones usually you have to work here and apply within the country. They don't really hire outside of the country. Number one reason being they won't pay for like your flight here, or I don't think they pay for your apartment as well. I'm not sure about that, but they definitely don't pay for the flight coming here, which most other academies and schools do. Now, one job that you could do is maybe going into whatever original field you have your degree in. So I don't have my degree in English, mine is in marketing and communication. So I could work for some company here with that degree, but you need a higher level of Korean. Like you need to pass a certain test here that proves that you are capable of speaking a certain amount of Korean before you can apply to these companies, because yes, you will be speaking in Korean. That you live in Korea, so you can do that. That is an option. So if you want to invest the time, learn the language a lot, which is good either way, you should learn the language. But if you want to do like a big boy job, I guess, if you want to call it that, then yes, that option is available to you. Like if you have a LinkedIn account, you could definitely find some companies looking for hiring or looking to hire people that are not just Korean. Now, I had the chance to interview 2 friends today as well to talk about their jobs, and one of them is a professor and the other one is a writer, is the title I want to give him because the title's a little complicated, but in the end, that's what he does. He writes for books or a publishing company, basically. But yeah, these are 2 different jobs that you can do. It gives you a perspective. So maybe if you don't want to teach at an academy forever, but you want to live in Korea still, maybe forever, these are other jobs. So let's check those guys out. I wanted to get a different opinion today on what teaching life is like in Korea. So here, who do we have?
My name is Amanda Sheffield.
Hi, Amanda. So Amanda here is actually a professor in Korea, so she wants to give her opinion or input on what it's like being a professor here. So, professor, what is it like being
A professor here? It's a pretty amazing position, to be completely honest. It is one that typically they don't don't really come up very often, to be completely honest. And a lot of the universities hire within Korea specifically. It's typically about a 12 to 18-hour teaching week with additional hours of doing like office hours, essentially.
Okay.
Sometimes they ask for extra work and things like that. It's typically only for a couple months of the year. You have 4 months of vacation per year with an optional camp in there also. So it's pretty short hours during the week and lots of vacation time, which is pretty sweet. Part of the reason why I took it.
Yeah, that sounds amazing compared to my Hagwon job of 10 days vacation and many hours in the week. So how were you able to get this job?
I actually came to Korea with my master's already. So I had met somebody at the university that I'm at right now. I just mutual friends, and happened to have expressed that I did have a master's, and also that I was currently working at a Hagwon where I was working 40 to 50 hours a week with prepping and teaching all of that, and my short vacation time, and they had said that they had a position becoming available, so I took the opportunity to be able to teach with them. Yeah, it was quite it was quite a difference from hopping from Hagwon over. But they do have, there's quite a few professors that have received their masters while being in Korea as well.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, so the master's is a requirement then, right? You can't get by with just the bachelor's. Like, you have to go back and get the master's.
There are a few universities that are still hiring those with bachelor's. However, it's really going away, mostly because the Ministry of Education is really requiring that master's.
Okay.
But they do use a lot of experience as well. It depends on the university, but our university does require a master's.
I see. And does the master's have to be in teaching, or can it be like, does it have to be in teaching, or can it also be like the bachelor degree in like anything, same kind of?
It's master's of anything, and some universities will allow you to create courses based off of your major in order to create a class about it. So I've had one of my coworkers has a master's in business and has a master's in finance and marketing. So he has created classes for the English majors and for anyone who wants to study in English about those subjects.
Okay, that's really cool. What kind of problems have you had with just like this job change as opposed to like the Hagwon? Has there been anything?
Quite a few. The professors are a little bit more autonomous. So you have, like, at the Hagwon, you usually have somebody that's there to guide you with immigration, to help you with housing issues, to help you with money issues, to help you with any type of issues you typically have. We don't really have that. We don't really have a liaison for us. So a lot of that is on our own. So I have to go to immigration by myself. I have to make sure that I have the correct paperwork. Pretty much any issues that arise with just communication with kind of the outside world. Mm-hmm. Additionally, we don't really, it was kind of nice to always have a co-teacher who was willing to be that help and that assistance for if you needed a translation or things like that. We don't typically have that as well. It depends where you are. I'd say those are the big ones. It is not as high pay typically as other jobs.
Oh, interesting.
But you do have less hours, so you do have the opportunity to do additional work outside of that.
Okay. And do you do any other additional work right now, or?
I do. I do some tutorings. I have some students that I have worked with in the past and that I continue to teach that are little kids, because I do miss the little guys. They are a lot of fun with a lot of energy.
Okay, so and this is like a private kind of tutoring, right? Okay, perfect. So the best plan of action then is if you have your master's degree, teach at a Hagwon or public school for like a year and then hopefully transfer to university, I guess. But it sounds like it's mostly just to get that time off, which I think is really, really great, especially if you're living in another country. I myself don't have much time to travel and do as many things that I wanted to, but I think you might have all that time, right?
It's a lot of vacation time. That is a huge asset. I do really just like working with the students as well. It is a bit different going from kindergarten up to the higher levels, but the students are amazing. They're really receptive. They're kind. We have smaller class sizes, and they're eager to learn. So it's a neat experience.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your time, Amanda. That's perfect. Oh, we have another person, another volunteer. Thank you. And what is your name?
No worries. I'm Pete.
Hello, Pete. And Pete, can you tell us what you do in Korea?
Sure. I work for a Hagwon company, and what I do is I work in their headquarters and I do curriculum development.
Okay. And what kind of work is that exactly? What do you do?
Basically, what we do is we write tests, we write quizzes, we write books, we write things that the kids are going to use in the classroom.
Okay, so it's not quite a teaching English position, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's basically a desk job.
Yeah. So how did you get into this position?
I taught in Korea for a long time, and then a position opened up in the Hagwon that I worked for, and I ended up transitioning from being a teacher to working at the headquarters and being involved in the actual development of the curriculum that the students were using.
Okay. And what have you liked about this job as opposed to like being the teacher?
I think that it's just like a different take. It's nice to be able to create the things that the teachers and the students are going to use. So it's just a different take on what you have to do and what you have to plan.
Okay, so you have the actual like dip your hands in the actual education for the students and have your valuable input, right? That's pretty cool. Like, I feel lucky that I get to choose my textbooks for my classes at least, but I know most Hagwons they just give you a book and they're like teach this, and you don't have too much input on like what you want to really do. So that's kind of cool that you get to do that. And did you need any specific qualifications for this?
No, not really. It was basically having a good rapport with the Hagwon that I worked at, and then that was the most important thing, and that was like how I got my job, was working for them as a teacher and then transitioning into headquarters.
Okay, and then so this is, I assume you don't have to give it the name, but like this is a pretty big Hagwon, I assume, right? That they have
there's
this.
about like maybe like 50 campuses.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know if the smaller Hagwons have the same kind of option, right?
Right. Yeah. It's not something that's kind of available. You have to be in one of the bigger Hagwons to have this like kind of opportunity. But you know, it's something. It's still in the education industry, but it's kind of a good avenue if you want to get out of the classroom.
Okay. Has there been any like added benefits since changing to this job position?
Yeah, I think that one of the biggest added benefits is that it's more of a we work 9 to 6.
Okay.
And, you know, when you're in the classroom, you don't really have, like, you know, if you get sick or if you, you know, you have things to do, you're very much tied to that schedule.
Okay.
Whereas, like, when you're working in the office, you do have, like, days that are set aside that you can be like, okay, I have, like, whatever it is, maybe 15 days of vacation or whatever. I can, you know, I can take my days when I want. I'm not tied to, like, a specific schedule.
I see. Okay, so you have a little bit more freedom then.
Right.
And has there been any pay increase maybe?
Yeah, it pays more. It pays more to be a teacher. So yeah,
Okay.
the freedom to have kind of flexibility with your schedule a little bit, and kind of just to see a different side. You know, I think that if you're going to be in Korea for a long time, I think kind of the goal would be, or I think the goal for a lot of people is to kind of like find something else that they can do.
Okay.
Outside of teaching. So this is still tied to the education industry, but it's another avenue that you can pursue.
Yeah, no, it's very different. I haven't heard about it before. Like all I knew was the teaching English. So it's really cool to know that even if you don't have like special requirements in teaching or English or anything like that, there are still other kind of job opportunities out there that's not just teaching English once you come into this country. Like you didn't get this job right away, right? You had to teach English first.
I think I was teaching for about 6 years before I ended up with this position.
Okay, yeah, so it did take some time, or maybe there wasn't an opportunity earlier, but you did start as an English teacher at Hagwon, and then you could transition into this. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for that. That was very informational for anybody who doesn't want to just do teaching English forever.
Thank you so much, friends. Yes, as you could see, we were filming outside, so hopefully everything sounded okay. But I hope you guys learned a lot from them, and I hope that kind of gives you more insight and makes you feel more excited about coming here without having to worry about staying at one job. Because I think a lot of people coming here, maybe they enjoy the experience, but after a year or 2 or 3, everyone's different obviously, but some people might start to feel really tired and exhausted from working the same job. That it's okay, to be honest. Like, teaching English at an academy, it's just so. It's great if you have a pretty good academy, but it can also be a very, very poor experience. I hope what you guys learned today makes you feel more comfortable with making the move to come to Korea to teach English, knowing that you have some other option available to you outside of the Hagwon and public school. But the key thing to remember is to have your master's for the professor job. In this case, this is all just extra options. There are also other jobs available that you don't have to just do one of these two. I wish I was able to get more people, but maybe further down the line I can do more interviews about what other stuff you can do. Or you could try to do what I'm doing, you know. But if you do, support your boy first, and then I'll support you, and we'll build each other up, and we'll be YouTube famous. Alright, so I hope that was a pretty informational video for you guys. Excited for 2 videos in a week. It'll be back to 1 next week. But yeah, thank you guys again for watching. I have actually a pretty exciting announcement outside of just this video. I have started a blog. So I'll put the link in the description below, but it is through WordPress. This is not advertised. I personally already had a WordPress, and I decided I wanted to attach it to the channel. So you can go ahead and go over there. It's kfccola.wordpress.com. Again, I'll put a URL down below. On this blog page, you'll find extra information that I just can't fit into videos for time's sake. So there's just a lot more to digest and go through on the blog page. So go ahead and check it out. Let me know what you think. Hopefully there's a lot of good stuff for you to read on there. I'll try to keep that updated pretty regularly. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy that. And that's it for today. So thumbs up if you like. Please subscribe if you want to see more. That would be cool, right? And see you guys next time. Bye.